Chapter 3: Durban Trip Memories. The bus rolled into Durban after hours on the road. As soon as the students saw the tall buildings, palm trees, and the endless blue of the ocean, they cheered with excitement. Some leaned out of the windows to take pictures with their phones. Others shouted and laughed, pointing at the beach that stretched for miles. Tyla pressed her face against the glass. "Felicity, look! The beach! It's so beautiful!" Felicity smiled, but her thoughts were mixed. The sea looked amazing, and she was grateful to be there. At the same time, a small voice inside her whispered, "You wouldn't even be here if it weren't for Dexter." She shook her head, trying to push the thought away. When they reached the hotel, teachers guided everyone to their rooms. Felicity shared a room with Tyla and two other girls. The room smelled faintly of the ocean breeze, and the curtains danced in the wind from the open window. "This is going to be the best trip ever," Tyla said, throwing herself onto the bed. "We're going to have so much fun." Felicity laughed, but deep down, she wasn't sure.
The first day was packed with activities. The students visited the beach, built sandcastles, and splashed in the waves. Tyla couldn't stop running into the water, screaming with joy as each wave hit her. Felicity joined her for a while, but her mind drifted. She kept glancing around, half expecting to see Dexter. When evening came, the group went out for dinner. The teachers reminded everyone to stick together. Felicity sat with Tyla, but across the room, she noticed Dexter at another table with his friends. He looked relaxed, laughing loudly at a joke someone made. For a moment, their eyes met. He didn't smile or wave, just gave her a look that made her heart beat faster. Felicity quickly turned away. "Stop it," she scolded herself. "You love Kevin. You shouldn't even be thinking about Dexter." The second day, students had free time to explore. Tyla headed straight for the beach again. "I could live in the ocean," she shouted as she grabbed her towel. "I'll meet you later. I want to check out the shops." She wandered through the busy streets, stopping in front of small stores and restaurants. That's when she heard a familiar voice behind her. Out alone, she turned to see Dexter standing there, hands in his pockets. "Dexter," she said flatly, "what are you doing here?" "Same as you, looking around." Then he tilted his head. "Want to grab something to eat?" Felicity hesitated. "No, you should have asked first." Dexter grinned. "Well, I just did. Come on, it won't kill you to sit with me for a bit." Against her better judgment, she agreed. They sat in a small restaurant, and before she could order, Dexter had already asked for food for both of them. "You really should stop doing that," Felicity said, frowning. "I can choose for myself." Dexter chuckled. "Relax, I was just being nice."
As they ate, Felicity tried to bring up Tyla. "You know, Tyla likes you. She thinks you're handsome." Dexter shrugged. "Lots of girls think that." Felicity gave him a sharp look. "I'm serious. She really likes you. You'd make her happy." But Dexter wasn't paying attention to her words. He just stared at her, his eyes soft but intense. Felicity felt her cheeks grow warm. She quickly pushed back her chair. "I should go. Thanks for the food." She rushed out of the restaurant, her heart racing. She hated the way she had blushed under his gaze. "Why am I feeling this way?" she thought. "This isn't right." The apology. That night, as she sat in the hotel room, her phone buzzed. It was a message from Dexter. "Sorry if I made you uncomfortable. I didn't mean anything. I just enjoy talking to you. We can just be friends." Felicity stared at the screen, then typed back, "You wouldn't stand a chance with me anyway. I love my boyfriend." A minute later, his reply came. "I know, and I'm not trying to take you from him. Just friends." Felicity sighed in relief. but a small part of her wondered if he really meant that. The cinema. Later that night, while the teachers thought all the students were asleep, another message came from Dexter. Want to sneak out? There's a late-night movie at the cinema. Just as friends. Felicity bit her lip. She knew it was a bad idea, but curiosity got the better of her. Tyla was already asleep, snoring lightly. After hesitating, Felicity slipped out of bed, grabbed her hoodie, and tiptoed out of the room. Dexter was waiting outside the hotel. He smiled when he saw her. Didn't think you'd come. Don't get any ideas. We're just watching a movie. They walked through the quiet streets to the cinema. The film was a romantic comedy, and they laughed together at the silly jokes. For a while, Felicity forgot all her worries. She laughed so hard her stomach hurt, and even Dexter seemed different, less like the arrogant troublemaker, more like a normal boy. After the movie, they walked back slowly. They talked about the funniest scenes, both of them laughing until they could hardly breathe. Then, suddenly, they stopped walking. Their eyes met. Without a word, they leaned closer, and before Felicity realized what was happening, their lips touched. It was quick, but it sent a shock through her body. She pulled away, her face burning. I have to go, she stammered, then ran back to the hotel. The guilt. Back in her bed, Felicity buried her face in her pillow. Her heart was pounding, her cheeks still hot. She had kissed Dexter. What have I done? She thought, tears stinging her eyes. I love Kevin. I can't betray him. She grabbed her phone, ready to text Dexter to say it was a mistake, but then she saw the screen filled with missed calls. Kevin's name appeared over and over. She had left her phone on silent. Her heart twisted with guilt. She called him back the next morning as they prepared to leave Durban. Sorry, Kevin, she whispered when he answered. My phone was on silent.
It's okay, he said cheerfully. I just wanted to hear your voice. I can't wait for you to come home. Felicity forced herself to smile. I can't wait too. On the bus ride home, she sat next to Tyla and acted as if nothing had happened. Dexter sat a few rows behind, laughing with his friends. She didn't look at him once, but deep inside, she couldn't erase the memory of that kiss. That night, back in her room at home, Felicity stared at the ceiling. Her mind was a storm. She told herself she would forget it, that she would never let it happen again. But she knew the truth. Something had changed. And no matter how hard she tried, she couldn't stop thinking about Dexter.